What's up guys, it's Arsenal Garage. It's been a little while, but I figured I'd just kind of come in and update y'all with one of my newest projects. So let's get to the whole reason I have this truck, so you can kind of see it. This glass is dirty, but that's my 1992 Ford F-350, and that's got a 12-valve Cummins in it, right? And it's a great truck. It's a manual, it's super solid, but I was just kind of wanting something a little bit nicer. So I got this truck. It's a 2008 F-350. It had the 6.4 power stroke. It's a King Ranch, fully loaded, everything minus the sunroof. 100,000 miles on it, single owner. The back has parts in it, but really good shape, really good condition, well kept, super straight body. A couple little things, but I bought it with a blown 6.4. What a surprise. So of course it's blown 6.4, so let's come in here real quick. Yeah, those aren't supposed to be there. So this one had a diesel, most likely get past the rings into the oil, and even though it was deleted, and it threw a rod out the side of the block, so everything's been pulled out here. Now unfortunately I kind of already missed a lot of the good stuff, but let's just pop the hood here and show you what we got going on. Kind of hard to do one-handed. Ta-da! 6.7 Cummins out of a 2009 cab and chassis truck. This engine only has 40,000 miles on it. It looks brand new inside, and we're just going to kind of give you a little bit of a rundown of what the build consists of, what parts, where we're at, what's left, what the plan is. So as stated, this is a 6.7 Cummins out of a cab and chassis truck. It's 2009, so it does have EGR, DPF, all that. Well, it does, if you know what I mean. I don't think you can see the rear one. But the engine itself, 40k miles. It's got ARP head studs that I installed in it, and relatively it's going to be a pretty stock engine. We're going to do a tune. It's keeping the stock VGT for now, just because I want to retain exhaust brake, some of the other nice functions of that. And it's attached to the stock Ford transmission. I don't know how well we can see it, with a custom adapter plate machined by a guy through a Facebook group I've got. It's got a custom made flex plate. It's got a 1500 stall torque converter, so it's restalled, so it should match the Cummins a lot better than using, say, the stock 6.4 converter. If we come over here, you can kind of see it. Let's put that away. But we've got another billet piece here using the stock Ford alternator, stock Ford AC compressor, and then if we come back over to this side, the stock Ford power steering pump. So this allows us to keep all stock, functionality, all stock accessories, and we're going to be retaining this truck as like a fully operational, fully factory style truck. The process to get to where it was actually pretty easy. We did pull the cab off because I have access to this lift at work, and that was actually pretty easy. Got the cab off in like 3 or 4 hours. For my first time doing a 6.4, I thought that was pretty good. And from there it was kind of just removing the old 6.4, stripping it down, getting everything off that we needed, wiring harness, sensors, accessories, taking off parts that are still usable, sellable, like the turbos, plenum, just anything that we can make a little bit of money back on. And we did have to scoot the transmission back. I don't know if we'll be able to see anything really, but the transmission is actually scooted back about 2-3 inches. It's just, luckily there's actually factory holes in the frame that allow us just to seriously unbolt the cross member and rebolt it farther back, so it's super easy. It uses the stock Ford isolators on the frame for the engine, and relatively just an easy swap. I'm currently using the Cummins 6.7 stock fan. It fits inside the shroud. It's a little closer to one side, and I did have to trim just a little bit down lower, but it does spin well, no issues there, so it would be shrouded. And really everything fits pretty well. Plumbing should be pretty easy. We're going to work on some of that today, and it'll probably be in a separate video, but it's gone together super well so far, and I'm hoping to have it running within the next couple weeks here. just because I need to start putting this thing to work. And the idea is also to have it be able to pass my state emissions test, which is an OBD test and a visual inspection. So we're going to shoot for that and see what happens. But these are two counteracting statements. The whole idea behind this is I want a nice, comfortable, reliable tow rig. Not that my 12 valve hasn't been, but I just want something a little bit nicer, maybe a little bit more power. And that old VE pump, it does its job, but it's not quite getting what I want out of it. And I really like Taylor Ray's build. He's another YouTuber. He's got a super clean 5.9 swap, and I've been wanting to build one of these for a while, so I scooped this one up. It's actually out of Oklahoma. I had it shipped here to Utah, and super happy with it. So it's, to reiterate, it's a Ford stock transmission, a restyled converter, all Ford accessories, and 6.7. And really it should be a pretty simple build. I'm doing all the fabrication stuff in-house, so retaining, it's just a 4-inch exhaust, doing all the intercooler piping, actually starting on the coolant system today, and all the wiring is going to be done by me and my buddy, where we're using the stock Dodge ECU. It's just had the skim deleted and a few things tuned for it, and you do retain use of the 6.4 ECM to maintain all the functionality of your accessories, gauges, things like that. So we'll be adapting over all the sensors that are needed for the Ford cluster. It's going to have the cruise control, it's going to have functioning check engine light hopefully, and a functional OBD2 port, just everything as it would be from the factory. The goal is just to make it like this is how it came from the factory. So I am going to try to film this a little bit as the process goes. I'm not going to promise that's going to be a super nice build series. It's just kind of maybe do some updates here and there as we go. I apologize, my camera's like got cracked glass screen protectors throwing it off, but gonna just update it as we go and kind of see how it goes to compare to say like my 12 valve OBS. And but I think I'm gonna be pretty happy with it, and I'm super stoked to get it going. So I'm gonna put up a separate video hopefully shortly after this one, just going over the coolant system, which I should have all the plumbing stuff today. Gonna be making a custom expansion tank just because the stock one fortunately hits the EGR valve, which I do have to retain for emissions. So anyways, if you're interested, consider subscribing, liking the video, and just following along for some updates if you're interested in it for yourself. From everything I've heard, these are great swaps. This is a super nice chassis truck. The axles are good, transmissions are good, interiors are great. So this is a great build for anyone who's looking to build a nice tow rig. But just check it out, see what you think. I'm open to suggestions and comments about it. So yeah, I never know how to end these things, but peace out.